Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the 5.6 beta, and this time we're going to be taking our very first look at one of the uniforms that many of us were super excited about when we seen sneak peek number 3 for the V560 update. And that's for this lovely lady right here, our beloved Domino, a character who we've been requesting a uniform for quite some time. Ever since she made her appearance in Deadpool 2, people have been begging for a uniform, and the time has finally come. And the question on everyone's mind is, was it worth the wait? And that's what I'm going to try to answer for you guys today. In my own words, maybe you'll feel differently when the update goes live on Tuesday, but keep in mind, everything you see here is subject to change when the update goes live. If the Marvel Future Fight team at any point decides that they want to buff Domino a little bit, I would welcome it. Honestly think she still needs a little bit more, but if they don't, and if in fact they actually decide they want to nerf her, they can do that because this is a test build on a test server and it is not live yet. Nothing is final. So just keep that in mind. Take what you see and hear with a grain of salt. It could all be changed and we could be having a whole different conversation when the update goes live. Fingers crossed, boys. So let's get right to it. Domino uniform looks phenomenal. And if anything we've learned from the last update, V550, is that when Marvel Future Fight wants to turn lesser characters into gods, they can do that even if they're in the speed class. We just saw the perfect example of that. Rogue went from being relatively unused by anyone besides just in a low-level Shadowland stage to now being one of the best characters in the game. Listen to me, one of the best characters in the game. It is very hard for characters to be like getting that kind of like recognition, being mentioned with the best in the game. That's next level beast, okay? Not just, oh, really good for Shadowland, really good for what? No, I'm talking best in the game, PvE, PvP, and she's in the speed type. It's even harder to come out of the speed type like as a really, really good character. We don't have that many. We have Luna Snow, Deadpool, Quicksilver. You know what I'm saying? Very few speed characters really end up as top tier. Rogue showcased that with a uniform. You can go from relatively at the bottom to being like at the top of the top of the top. And because of that, many of us were hoping that the same treatment would be given to Domino. Unfortunately, my friends, that's not what's happening here. But we also have to keep in mind that Rogue in the comics, right? If we're just going to stick with the comics, Rogue in the comics is a pretty OP character. Domino, she's just really, really lucky. She's not super OP, so maybe that's what they were going for with this uniform, trying to stick to the comic book lore and just relying more so on luck and skill and not necessarily just like trying to give us a super OP busted uniform that everybody's gonna flock to, just like we did for Rogue. Right here in this uniform, only thing she got was one new skill and a really good uniform bonus. The one skill remains the same, 2 skill remains the same, 4 and 5 remain the same. Have no problems with them remaining the same. Animation wise, I think they look cool and they mesh together really well. However, I would have liked it if they had bumped up the damage like 4 or 5 times on all of these skills, because right now they're still not hitting hard enough for me. But this is a test build on a test server, so things could change when I get them on my own account. The only skill that got changed is actually the 3rd skill. You can see for yourself, Domino now has damage immunity, which is very good, even though before she was relatively safe because you could chain together her iframes very nicely and keep her safe for the most part. But I will never argue with characters getting more survivability because anything can happen. Your skills can get cancelled out of nowhere by a world boss that's doing something crazy, and having some damage immunity to fall back on is really good. But for me, more than anything else, I wanted more damage. Now right here, we have some confusing text. And it says, reflects 35% of all damage unconditionally, and in bracket it says 40% of maximum attack independent of the defense effect of the specimen. Now, by specimen, I'm not sure if they mean Domino or they mean the person you're reflecting the damage back on. I'm gonna assume they're talking about the person that you're reflecting the damage back on. And when they say it reflects 35% of all damage unconditionally, independent of the enemy's defense effects or the specimen's defense effect, I'm assuming they mean they're gonna reflect 35% back at them regardless of whether they have like damage reduction, right? That's ideally what I'm thinking here. But I'm not too sure where the 40% of maximum attack come in, unless they mean that if, for example, Domino gets hit with an attack that does 100,000 damage, instead of reflecting 35,000 back at the enemy, which would be 35% of 100,000, right? Instead of doing that, which would be pretty OP, to be honest with you, if a war boss hits you with an attack that does 100,000 damage and you immediately reflect 35,000 back at them, that'd be pretty busted. But from the looks of it, I don't think that's how this thing is gonna work. It looks like it's gonna reflect up to a maximum of 40% of Domino's attack, which means on my Domino right here, she has 18,911 physical attack. 40% of that would be around 7,000. I think that's how it works. But if that's the case, there is a condition. It's not unconditional. Like in terms of like how much you're gonna reflect back at them, I guess the unconditional part only like really speaks to the enemy's defense stack, right? So yeah, kind of confusing. I'm not sure if that's how it works. Really hope somebody from the Future Fight team on the patch notes when we get it addresses this, because I don't know, maybe I'm just stupid. I think it's because I'm stupid. I'm pretty sure it's a lot simpler than this. Okay, anyways, the good part about Domino's uniform really is just the bonus, right? And I'll show you guys the uniform options. So right here, we got Iron Man Endgame, right? Team suit, not the Endgame uniform. So I'm gonna have to buy this because I don't have the team suit. Then we have Yondu, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This is the best uniform for Yondu. And also this is the best uniform for Iron Man. I like how the Endgame one looks, but this one offers an additional shield, a little bit more survivability, but ultimately they're both the same. Then we have Sharon Rogers. This is a very good uniform. And lastly, right here, we have Punisher Netflix. Not a good uniform, but it's a cheaper uniform. Don't have the other one yet, but by the end of the beta, I should have this uniform up to legendary, and I should give you an idea of what the last one looks like in a future video. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Anyways, the best part about Domino's uniform is the fact that her uniform bonus offers her a 30% chance to increase her critical damage by 100% on critical attacks, and she gets chain hit damage. I hope this does not get nerfed when the update goes live, like we saw with Sabretooth, where he had 2 effects, and then yeah, update dropped, he only had 1. Yeah, so that's a good uniform bonus, but ultimately I don't know if it's gonna be enough. I'm not seeing enough out of Domino right now to say, yeah, this is a uniform you need to buy. But maybe it's just because I seen what they can do to a character like Rogue that my expectations were just like godly, and then I'm just like disappointed. So maybe that's just me expecting too much, and that's the reason why she seems a little bit underwhelming to me. So leave your thoughts in the comments if you feel differently. I'm going to test her out on my own account. I'm going to build her up a lot more. I'll show you guys the setup I have for her briefly. It's nothing crazy, but this is just a test build. Just keep that in mind. It's not fully optimized, but it's decent, right? But also keep in mind that my raid level on this account is lower than it is on my main account. That's something you should also keep in mind. So we're going to take her in here, show y'all how she does. Might even jump in against Proxima, show you how she does there as well. I'm not too impressed. Still gonna buy the uniform just out of love for Domino, but I was hoping for a little bit more. Not gonna lie to you. This is one that I want to see buffed at the drop of the update. That's for sure. So we're gonna go 5 into 4 into 3. And for some reason, I didn't get the immunity because this guy ran away. So if the enemy is too far away from you, you can lose your immunity. That sucks. And the cooldown times are making it so that I can't keep the proc on the skill that I want. And he ran away. Sad life. Sad life. Why the radius, like on this test server, the radius for these things are way bigger than they actually should be, or they actually are in a live server. I hope they're not changing it, man, because it's doing more harm than good, right? Because it's showing you a way bigger radius than the thing actually is, and sometimes you run in the wrong direction, man, and then you end up getting caught in it. I guess the good thing about Domino is both her 5 and her 4 do about the same amount of damage. So if you miss the proc on the 5, you can proc on the 4, and you're still gonna get relatively the same amount of damage. You just want to make sure you don't proc on the other 3 skills. But like, unfortunately, she's not doing too hot, boys. Unfortunately. I want to say some defense down would have done the trick, but come on, man. Not every character can get defense down. I don't want to like be saying defense down on every character, please. Then it's not going to be as unique anymore if every character has it, right? We just need some characters that have really good damage regardless of defense down. That's just how I feel about it. Should have probably tagged a little bit earlier there. I'm gonna give her Nick Fury's buff because she's kind of struggling here. 35. Okay. Ooh, that kind of sucked. that was good, but that's with Fury's buff, and we're gonna use that 3. Okay. Can I get? Oh wow, fifth skill got cancelled. Yep, that was enough damage to get him in his next phase. Ooh. Oh boy. Hate when I'm super. Yo, that radius is just mad trippy, bro. This is sabotaging you. And it's trying to sabotage you. Yeah, I swear it is trying to sabotage you on this test server, bro. Okay, we got the fifth skill off. That's good. Chill, bruv. Calm down, bruv. Calm down, bruv. Yo, that radius is just hate it so much. Okay, Fury, don't do anything crazy, bro. Don't do anything crazy. Yeah, like I was honestly, gonna take a lot of damage there. Didn't die, but I was expecting more damage. But again, that's my expectations. That's, oh gosh. Luck be a lady. We somehow avoided all of that. I was just scrambling trying to stay alive. So I wanted more, frankly. But this is what we have. Is it a must buy? It's too soon to say. Too soon to say. I have to test her on my own account. You know, sometimes you can kind of feel out uniforms on a test server and they'll feel really good and you can confidently say, yeah, you should pick it up. This is not one of those, for me at the very least, right? It's still just kind of iffy. I'm going to buy it for me just because I like Domino, and any opportunity to improve her, right, I'll take it. But ultimately, if your resources are limited and you don't use Domino outside of Shadowland, I'm shaking my head right now, but you can't see me. So just know, I'm trying to say, like, it might not be for you, right? I'm gonna always keep it 100 with y'all. I could love a character like Deadpool or Wanda and tell you that don't buy their uniform if they're bad. Trust me when I say, I can tell you, Domino, you might not need this one, champ. With so many things in the game that require you to spend crystals, trust me when I say, you don't need it. If they had made it so that she could reflect like 35% of whatever damage she received, then that would be OP. But she's not doing that. Like, because like these bosses would probably kill themselves from reflect damage. Like, that's how OP busted it would be. Like, if it was truly unconditional and like whatever damage was coming her way, she was just reflecting 40% of that or 35% of that. That'd be mental, because some of these attacks that these bosses do are doing like thousands, like 30k damage, bro. Sometimes you get hit with one attack and it takes off your whole HP pool. Imagine reflecting 35% of that on the regular. Like every so often you're reflecting. Bro, these fights would be like, she would literally be God tier. You could literally just come in here and press the third skill and stand in place. And if the attack didn't penetrate, these bosses would be clapping themselves. All right. Oh gosh. Yo, this thing is so, it's so annoying, bro. Please fix this, Netmarble. Or maybe I just need to get used to these big ass radiuses, but like, man, it's mad annoying. It's too big. It's way too big, man. And I know you guys gonna make some kind of slight comment about that, but keep it PG, bro. I try to keep it PG, okay? Try to keep it PG in the comments, boys. You know, try to keep it PG. It's just, come on. Jeez. Wow. Okay. Can we dodge? Okay, we got out of that. Thank you. I'm surprised she doesn't get guard broken from getting hit by that. Most characters, when they get hit by that, they just get guard broken, stun lock, and they can't move. She doesn't have immunity to guard break, so I'm kind of confused as to why she's not getting guard broken. Right? think it's gonna come back for me. So I'm gonna put up that immunity. Yeah, I think she's just above average. I think after this uniform, she might be a little bit stronger than Phantom X. But then, who's really using Phantom X anymore? Like, I'm just saying, like, not Phantom X is not a bad character, but I'm just being like 100% honest with you guys. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe if they sell this for $750, people will buy it. Maybe it's a Black Friday pickup, but I think the new uniforms that are coming out this update are probably not going to be on sale for Black Friday. We'll see. Again, when I say stuff, it's not that I'm saying it because I want it to happen. I'm just saying, I'm just being a realist. That's just me as a person. Like, if you ever met me, that's just me. Maybe I'm just way too, negative. But, I always try to keep it real with y'all. Anyways, boys, this is Domino. She seems pretty average, maybe slightly above. Maybe for a speed character, she looks beastly. You can let me know in the comments. But honestly, from my perspective, right, I don't think they did enough. But to give you my final verdict, I need to see her in a live build in my own account, in my hands once again. So boys and girls, we're going to wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Visually, this thing is amazing, right? When it comes to visuals, they never disappoint. But I think this one needs a little bit more substance. And Marble, if possible, please touch up the damage just a little bit. Scale it up. If it's like at 100% right now, scale it up to 300. We need that. I'm out. Peace. Stay safe, y'all.